Chris Eads, and online is Wootini, here with another one of my Gay Gamer video podcasts. You might notice I have a brand new Animal Crossing t-shirt that I am wearing today for this episode. I was originally excited for Animal Crossing New Horizons launch, for the game obviously, but also because I felt that it would give, there would be new merchandise that I could buy, new t-shirts, new toys, new whatever. And I was going to just go to the Nintendo store and see what they had. Unfortunately, currently, in the state of the world, everything is shut down, so I can't go and check it out like I was planning on. So that's a no-go, but I did get an email newsletter from Nintendo that had some t-shirts in it, and when I clicked that link it took me to boxlunch.com, and I could not navigate the site on my phone very well. It was just not mobile friendly, but I eventually got around to checking it out on my desktop computer, where it was much easier to navigate, and it turned out that that day they just so happened to be having a 40% off t-shirt sale. So I was able to limit myself to just 3, which obviously I will wear in future episodes. And when I saw this one with the big logo, I was like, yes please. Unfortunately, you can't tell, I'm sure this camera is not picking it up, it's not a great camera, but it's not great quality. It's like they just took the logo and blew it up on the computer and then screen printed it onto a t-shirt, so the color quality is not good. It's very like low res for a t-shirt design, you know? It's sort of muddy looking, it's not solid colors, it's a little unfortunate. And one of the other ones that I got with like a row of characters across it is very similar. They look like, you know, like Cafe Press iron-ons that you get made to order. The third shirt that I bought was a Box Lunch exclusive with Timmy and Tommy in the TT Mart, and that is different. Like, it has the Box Lunch logo in the back of the neck, and it's a higher quality design and printing, and I'm thinking that these are like just generic t-shirts that you could get at any outlet for whatever, because they just make them and they're kind of cheapy, whereas the Box Lunch exclusives are a higher quality and better merch. So in future, because they had like tons of them, and I was really surprised at how many shirts they had. And then I'm thinking, okay, that's because there are all these just generic, like, Cafe Press kind of made-to-order iron-ons. And that's why there are so many of them, because they can make them on a t-shirt, and a long-sleeve t-shirt, and a sweatshirt, and whatever. So in future, I will keep an eye out, but only do the exclusives that are of a higher quality. Not that I paid too much, because they were all 40% off, but still. If I'm going to pay more, I want to get a better quality product. If I paid like $25 for this, I would have been cheesed off. But that also explains why I got the exclusive t-shirt, the TT Mart t-shirt, first, and then a few days later, the other two came in its own separate package, because they were probably coming from somewhere else, or they had to be made, or whatever. It's a decent quality t-shirt, it's just I'm disappointed in the design. Also, I do want to mention that I did play something other than Animal Crossing this week. I promise, I did. I was in the mood, and I decided to put in No Man's Sky again. Unfortunately, I think either it didn't do the big update from like a month ago, or there was another new update, but it was another big update, and it took a while for it to download before I could actually play. So that was irritating. It's like, I'm in the mood for this game, but then I can't play it right away. Because that's one thing I'll say about Animal Crossing, is on the Nintendo Switch, if there is an update before you can play the game, it literally takes minutes to install, to download and install. It's super fast, it's super great, they're very small file downloads, it's great. Whereas stuff like on the PlayStation, they tend to be larger, and they take like 10 to 15 minutes before you can actually play your game. And I didn't need the online services, so I could have started the game, but I wanted to check out the new Living Ships quest line, so I wanted to make sure I had all the updates so that that would work correctly. And thankfully, I had banked enough Quicksilver that I could buy the egg, because I don't do a lot of the multiplayer, so I don't have a lot of Quicksilver. So I was able to get the egg, and a living ship appeared to me and said, "Hey, what's up?" and gave me some coordinates. Unfortunately, I can't actually go explore at those coordinates because I don't have the right kind of jump hyperdrive for my ship. So to build that, I need to be able to go to another kind of system so before I can even get that hyperdrive, I need to build an add-on, a different add-on, in order to be able to build that add-on. So I've made work for myself, which is fine. On the one hand, I'm like, yay, it's something to do. On the other hand, it sort of goes against my being able to just relax and walk around the planet's surface and enjoy the pretty scenery and scan animals and plants and minerals and enjoy myself. Because that's what I like to do in No Man's Sky. But like I always say, that one of the things I like about No Man's Sky and then also Animal Crossing is that there's options. You can play it however you like. If I want to pursue the quest and give myself something to actually do, I can. If instead I want to just wander around a planet's surface and enjoy the scenery, I can do that too and go build those hyperdrives later. Whatever. As for Animal Crossing, once again, I continue to just enjoy myself and wander about. While I do visit islands where, like, I know someone who has already invited all 10 residents, and they've gotten the terraforming, and they've made giant waterfall things, and all this crazy stuff. And a lot of people already have, like, built up their houses to full extension, and they have hybrid flowers everywhere. And it's just like, okay, but now what do you do? You know what I mean? Like, Animal Crossing is a game that's meant to be played a little bit each day, and it's a slow incremental growth. You're not supposed to, like, rush, because then if you rush through it like that, like, what do you do now? You know? Are you still playing it every day? Or do you not bother? Or do you just play it when there's an event so that you can get the new stuff and collect all the new stuff? Because that's what is pissing people off right now, is that they can't do that. So many people are playing it and, like, desperate to get all of the things, which, slow down. You'll get them eventually. But right now, April 1st started the Bunny Day event, which will culminate on April 12th with Zipper T Bunny's return. And basically, you get a whole bunch of crafting recipes to make bunny furniture and bunny clothes, and they're all brightly, garishly egg-colored things, and they're hideous and it's kind of delightful. But, like, it's like bleh. But if you do all of those, if you craft everything and every recipe, then he gives you some super-de-duper present at the end, which I'm sure is not going to be actually worth all this effort. But there's eggs everywhere, so I might as well craft everything anyway, and who cares? Because that's the thing, is like, that's the thing that's pissing people off, is that they're desperate to fish and fish and fish and fish and fish, and get all the rare fish, and sell them for lots of bells so they can expand their house and get all the stuff. And I'd say a good 75% of the time you're getting an egg, not a fish. I'm sure it's not that high of a percentage, but it feels like it. It feels like you catch a lot of water eggs. And people are pissed that they're not able to, you know, farm their fish and get all those bells so they can buy all those turnips and then make all these millions and millions to expand everything. So, I'm not as bothered because I'm just taking it slowly. So, Bunny Day doesn't bother me. I like to go around and collect all the eggs and then make what I can. What bothers me is that there's also cherry blossoms everywhere, and every time I shoot down a balloon or find a bottle, it is an egg recipe. And it's not... And I thought once I had all the egg recipes, then maybe they would switch to the cherry blossom recipes, but no, because I picked up a bottle and it was an egg recipe that I already had, and I'm like, oh, don't give me duplicates, because the cherry blossom stuff is so much prettier, and I would much rather build that. And everyone else seems to be getting cherry blossom, so I just have like really bad luck, I think, with Animal Crossing, much in the same way that like going to islands, those little Nook Mile islands, I don't get cool hybrids and stuff that everyone else seems to get, and I'm just like, what the hell? So, rude. The game does not like me. So, I haven't had a meteor shower, so I haven't been able to get lots of star fragments to make my own magic wand. Thankfully, I had a friend who sent me a magic wand after I expressed my frustration. He just sent me a wand, which I appreciate, but I would also like to be able to make my own. Also, the wand that he sent me was a cherry blossom wand, which I can't make because I don't have cherry blossom recipes. I have like 3. It's really annoying. So, that's irritating. But what's actually really bothering me about Animal Crossing New Horizons is the lack of touchscreen support. Is really, I don't get it. Because in New Leaf, on the 3DS, you had the touchscreen, it was there all the time, and it was used much more. And nowadays, in New Horizons, the touchscreen is only ever used for typing messages. Which I will say that there are times, like if I'm going to send somebody a message, a letter, I will literally get up off this couch and go over and pull the switch out of the dock so that I can type the message, and then I'll put it back in and then continue playing with my Pro Controller. Because typing out on the keyboard directly with your finger is so much easier than using the controller, because I have to use the D-pad, because if you use the thumbsticks, I find it overshoots and it's very, like, slippery, and I have to use the D-pad in order to select the exact letter that I want to add. And so I appreciate that touchscreen is used for that. Especially when you're like visiting with people and they're not using the voice chat on the phone app, so you have to type. Typing with your finger is much easier. I don't like to do the online play on the TV because then if they're not using voice chat, typing with the controller is really annoying. But what I would like to be able to do it, I mean, obviously it's not going to help if you're playing it on the TV, but if you're playing portably, which I will be eventually, I would like to be able to manage my inventory with the touchscreen. Like when you go to sell stuff, it would be so much easier to just go, this, sell. You know, that would just be easier. And even more annoying is the fact the pattern design, it doesn't work with the pattern design. And I'm like, whose bright idea was that? Like, it would be so much easier to like draw with your finger or tap the pixels. It would just be great. Now you still got to use the thumbstick and just press the button and it's like deet, 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 deet. So I'm in awe of some of the stuff that people have been able to make with the design patterns, because it's difficult. I tried it and I got super frustrated and I just gave it wasn't looking the way I wanted it to, so I just gave up. So although I know that a lot of people are also using like third-party, like you can go to websites and you can take pictures with your phone and you can turn them into pixel art, which you can then import into the game, or you could go to a website. There's a website where you can go and like do your design there and then import it into the game. But I don't think you should have to go through third parties to do that sort of thing. I think you should be able to just do it with the game, right? So maybe that's something that Nintendo could add in an upcoming patch. That would be super sweet. Otherwise, I don't know. That's it for this week, and I promise I'll try to do something else so that I don't end up talking about Animal Crossing again for the whole time, mostly. So come back and see if I found another topic. Bye!